everyone, welcome back to Homemaking 101. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make homemade sweet potato bake. So first we're going to take our sweet potatoes, we pre-wash them. We're just going to take our potato peeler. You can use a knife if you would prefer. We're going to peel them, take all the skin off, and then we're going to slice them up and put them in our pot over here. In our pot we have about a quarter full of water in it. You can always add more later, you just don't want to overflow. So as we're slicing these up, we're going to place them in the water to keep them from browning. Once we get them all sliced, we're going to put them on the stove, and we're going to bring them to a boil. You just want to keep them at a nice boil until they're completely soft. So it's probably going to take at least an hour, depending on the size of your potatoes. You want to chop them a little bit smaller so that they get done a little bit faster. After that, we're going to need a food processor. You can also use a blender as well. And we're going to grind up our soft potatoes. You can use a potato masher. I like to put them in a blender instead because it gets them nice and smooth. All right, so our potatoes are all soft. Just went ahead and put them in our blender. I'm going to go ahead and blend them up here. We're going to add some liquid in here as well. So we're going to stick our butter in, and then we're going to put our half and half in as well. You can use half and half heavy cream or milk. So we're going to go ahead and just use milk. So we're going to get a quarter cup of milk and stick in here because it needs some liquid to help grind it up. Yeah, potatoes. Alright, so we're going to put our milk in here. Alright, try again. Alright, we're going to go ahead and throw our eggs in as well. Help add a little bit more liquid. All right. Just going to take our spoon, smash it down a little bit, and then keep mixing. We're going to go ahead and add a half a cup of sugar. And then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And then just a little bit of salt. I'm just going to add a pinch of salt here. Going to push it down in a little bit again. Try to get it to mix up a little bit more here. Since this is a little full, You'll have to do this a couple times to try to get it to all go down. It is grinding pretty well though. All right, so now that it is all mixed together, we're going to grease our pan. You're gonna need an 11 by 7 inch pan or any kind of baking dish you have that's about that size. We're gonna grease it and then we're gonna go ahead and dump this into it. All right, so we didn't have an 11 by 7 pan available. So we're just using an 8 by 8 and then our little bit smaller dish here. Use a spatula and scrape out the rest that's still in here. My wooden spoon doesn't want to scrape it all out. All right, now we're going to go ahead and make our topping. Before we make our topping though, we're going to go ahead and preheat our oven. We want to preheat it to 350. That way it's ready. That's good enough. Alright, for the topping, we're going to be using half a cup of packed brown sugar. We have our brown sugar here. And then we're going to need some flour, a 1/4 cup of flour. And then we need 4 tablespoons, a 1/4 cup of butter. I'm gonna make sure that it's hard butter. I'm gonna stick that in as well. And then we're going to take a fork, or you can use a pastry press as well. You can either use this or a fork. I am going to use this because I like using these better. We're just going to go ahead and work all the butter into our dry ingredients. Want to clean all the butter out of here. It gets stuck. So a little bit more here. All right, that looks about good. And then we're going to also need, it calls for pecans. I do not have pecans at the moment, so we're going to be using walnuts instead. You can use either or. Pecans definitely taste better in it. But like I said, we're just going to use walnuts because that's what we have. So we're going to use our chopper here. And we need about a 1/2 cup of chopped nuts. All right, now we're going to go ahead and add that into here. And then I just use my hand and mix it around. And then this is our topping. So we're gonna go ahead and sprinkle it on top of our sweet potatoes. Just divide it between the pans. Sometimes I make a little extra, just so it's a little thicker on the top. topping. We're going to go ahead and place these in our preheated oven. They're going to bake for about 30 to 35 minutes, and then I let them sit for about 5 minutes to cool before you eat. All right, so they baked for about 30 minutes, and then we took them out of the oven. We're going to let them sit for about 5 minutes before we serve them. So to go along with our sweet potato bake, we're going to be making ham. We're going to slice it and fry it up. And then we're also going to be doing some asparagus, and I might do a salad as well. So for our ham, we got this at Sam's Club. It's just a boneless carver ham. I've actually never gotten one that was shaped quite like this before, but that's okay. It works perfect for slicing. Now this one is fully cooked already, so we're just going to fry it to heat it back up. Alright, take our knife, just slice some thin slices here, as thin as you can get. So we're just going to slice it all about that thick, or as thick as you want, and then we're going to place it in our pan and fry it. We're also going to be making some asparagus to go with our meal. So all that we're doing with our asparagus is snapping it. You let it snap where it wants to snap, discard the bottom, and then this is what we're going to eat. So we're going to do that with all of this. We've filled our pot about a quarter to a halfway full of water. We're going to boil that. Once the water is boiling, we're going to put our asparagus in, turn it down to about medium, let it sit there for about 2 to 3 minutes until a fork can easily jig it. Drain all your water and then add a little bit of butter, let it melt, add some salt, and then it's ready to serve.